friends. I'm Heidi with Only Go Stamping, and welcome to my craft corner for this very impromptu video that is definitely at the wrong time of day for me to be filming videos in my stamp studio because, as you can see, I have a giant window behind me which is giving me horrible backlight today. So I apologize for that, but I can only sit with an unopened box of stamps for so long. I couldn't wait until it got dark. So today I am doing something I have never ever done before. This is I can't believe I'm even doing this because it's a little bit scary. I'm going to open this box. I'm going to pull out some stamps, and these are brand new to me stamps. I have not used them before, so I'm going to pull them out, and I'm going to give you some tips for how I go about making a first card when I first get stamps. So, unfortunately, I don't have a great setup for unboxing, so I apologize that the video is not going to be super fantastic. It's a little bit too close, but you'll just have to bear with me because I definitely was not planning on doing this. This kind of just came up out of nowhere today. So, okay, here is my box right here. I'm going to go ahead and flip around my camera, change up my screen here, and then I'll open it up. All right, now I get to open it. I'm going to go ahead and just, wrong scissors. I'm going to take my paper snips, and I'm going to go ahead and just slice this open. Ooh, mini earthquake, sorry, I hit the camera. I apologize. All right, if you are here and watching me live, go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know that you're watching. The whole table is moving as I try to open this box. Who loves new stamps? Me. All right. So, I'm going to try not to hit my camera again. Go ahead and pull out some of that packaging. Ooh, there's so many fun things in here. All right. And we're only going to use some of it today, but this is the Sports Event dies. I'm going to use those today. The Let's Set Sail stamp set. I'm excited about this stamp set. I'm going to use that today too. This is the Bragworthy stamp set. This, sadly, is not mine. I have two of them in here, and neither of them are mine. One is going out to one of my customers who earned a frequent shopper gift from me. So anytime you spend $40 using one of my monthly host codes, you earn a point, a frequent shopper point. And when you get to 8 points, you get a free stamp set. So one of my customers ordered this Bragworthy stamp set. That's going to go out in the mail to her. And then the other one, little sneak peek of the March Card Class and Game Night prize. So I also have a Calming Camellia, which was the celebration, the host celebration set. Not going to use that one though either. We'll put that aside. That'll probably go in my prize box too. I don't know, maybe. And then I have the biggest fan stamp set, and this one I am going to use today. So I'm going to set that aside. I also have, let's get that in camera. I have the new sailboat builder punch. I'm going to use that today too. And then I just have some paper and stuff in here. I'm not going to use this. I have some brushed brass butterflies. Those are for the March Card Class and Game Night. And just some paper because I needed to restock on my paper. So, all right, we'll go ahead and move all that out of the way. I'm going to start with your biggest fan. I'm going to start with that one. All right, so this has a stamp set and it has dies that go with it. I think this is so cute. Now, this stamp set is a photopolymer stamp set, so I don't have to put it together. I'm going to go ahead and just peel this off. Now, you'll notice that the pictures are right back here. So what you can do is you can take, I like to take the flimsier plastic, and I don't keep that one necessarily. I keep this heavy plastic though, and I will go through and I'll put all these stamps, if I can do it. Peel these off, and I'll stick these right in the case. And then after I put them all in there, then I take this heavier plastic and I put that back on top of it. But I don't want to bother putting these in the case because I'm actually going to pull them out and stick them on some blocks here. So that's kind of what I like to do when I first get stamps, when I'm first using stamps, is I just go ahead and I stick them all on some blocks so I can have them all ready to play with. So, of course, the first time you use the photopolymer, they are a little bit, I I don't know. What's the word I want to say? They stick. They stick right to that. So I'm just pulling out a whole bunch of blocks here. Pulling out the different stamps. I don't know which ones I'm going to use. Just trying to get the stamps to line up with my blocks. Oof. This is this great big one that says Grand Slam on it. Will it fit on this? Oh, it will. All right. I'm not being too careful. If they're not great, that's okay. I can move them. And a little Happy Father's Day. You're amazing. Might stop here. Let's see. Okay, well, I think I want these stars. Let's put that on a block. And maybe I want these stripes too. I know that I'm not going to use all of this. But I want to use, well, I'm going to end up putting on this side here. I just know it. All right, we're going to grab the happy birthday too. There we go. All right, all my stamps are on there. I'm just going to put that away. Watch, I want to use that stamp off to pull it back out. All right, so we'll set that aside. The other thing I do is I pull out my dies. And after I pull these out, I will actually go ahead and I use my label maker and I make a label with the name of the die set up here and then also how many are in the die set. That way it's really easy for me to count all the dies before I put it away, so I make sure that I don't miss any. All right, so there's those dies. Ooh, very cool. All right, I'm going to just set this aside for now. Don't keep that plastic. All right, so one of my first things that I will often do the first time I make a card with a stamp set is I will actually case somebody else's card, right? Copy and steal everything. And I will, grab a card from someplace else. Today, I think I'm going to grab this card right here from the catalog. So this is in this catalog, and I really like this card. I'm going to make something very similar. It'll probably end up being a little bit different because I don't necessarily have all of those supplies. So, all right, let's see what we got to do. I did go ahead and I pulled out some paper before I got started here today, just because I didn't want you to have to sit here and watch me pull out paper. That's not very exciting, is it? All right, so I have some paper here. I'm going to start by cutting out this die right here. This is going to go all the way in the back. I should put this where you can see the picture. All these stamps here. All these stamps ready to go. All right, let me see if I can do this. Can I get this in the screen? Kind of. It's a little challenging. I can't really turn down the thingy here. So here we go. We'll put it over here. How's that? So you can kind of see it. All right, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take a piece of Very Vanilla, and I have this die right here. It's going to fit perfectly. And I'm going to use my mini cut and emboss machine for this. So I'm going to pull out the plates for my mini machine. I'm going to start with a number 1 plate. And then I'm going to put down my number 2 plate, which is my cutting plate. And you can see I've cut this a bunch of times. We'll just put my paper and my die on top of there. And then I'm going to grab my other number 2 plate, and that goes right on top. I'm going to grab my mini cut and emboss machine. This is, of course, 20% off in March, so this is a really great deal right now. I'm going to use my mini for this. Oh, open this up. I really got to get a camera that will zoom in and out for me. Anyway. All right. Now we'll just stick this in, and we will turn this through. There we go. Hopefully this is not shaking the camera too much. So I'm just going to cut that. I don't want to go any place with that though, because I think I got to do a couple more cuts with this. Because if we look at this picture, there are some baseball-y type marks on there, and I think those are actually cut. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to grab. Let's see. Let's put this back. Oh yeah. See, look at this. I'm going to grab these little cut marks. These are going to make little cuts in my paper. So we'll grab this. And now we'll set this over top again. And I want this to be, it looks like there's some kind of up here. this, and I think there might be some under here too. So we'll do that. And put my other number 2 plate back on top. And we'll send that through again. Now, had I been thinking, I might have been able to do that right all in one step, but that's what happens when you have new stuff. You don't always do it the exact perfect way the first time. So I'll go ahead and slide that through. Set my mini cut and emboss machine down here for a minute. I'm gonna have to cut out some more things. This has got a lot of die cuts on it. So, all right. Well, that's kind of fun. Oh, it moved on me a little bit. That's okay. That is okay. Oh, cute. Cute, cute. All right. Just trying to get some stuff here. All right. I think what I'm going to do next is they have a little splotchy here, and I'm going to stamp this with some bumblebee. Let's see. So this looks like it's just stamped a few times. On the front here. There we go. And then what we'll do, we'll grab, so we have some more die cut pieces here. If you can see that, there's some pieces back here, and then there's a big piece in the center here. Now this right here, this flag, they actually cut this out of the pattern paper. I don't have the pattern paper to do that, so I'm gonna just do it a little bit different. I'm gonna grab, I have a piece of the bumblebee paper here. And I'm going to use, there's a stamp. So here's the stamp, and I think the die will cut the stamp. We'll find out. I'm just going to stamp this with bumblebee. I think. You know, doing things a little bit different. We'll see what happens. Ooh, pretty. All right, now, since I don't have that number 1, because that was in the paper, I'm going to put a stamp on here. How about hooray? That'll be fun, huh? Hooray. And I'm going to emboss this. So I think I still have all my embossing stuff out from last night, because I was live last night as well. So I'm going to use my embossing buddy and just put a little embossing buddy on there. And that just helps get off the oils and the static from the paper, so you don't get embossing powder where you don't want it. And then I'll go ahead and I will ink up the hooray stamp with my Versamark ink. I'm going to put this at just a little bit of an angle. There we go. And I'll set that aside. And then I can grab my white embossing powder. I have a piece of scrap paper here. So we'll take my white embossing powder and just dump this right on top. Just like that. Ooh, so pretty. Oh, it's sticking to the, it kind of stuck to the bumblebee too. All right, well, I'll take a paintbrush. And this is what you can do to get some extra embossing flakes off. I'll just take a paintbrush to this and just get that off. There we go. All right, now we'll dump the rest of the embossing powder back in my little tub. And I still got embossing powder everywhere. Does that happen to you? Do you get embossing powder everywhere? All right, so now we're going to go ahead and heat this. This is going to get loud for just a minute while I heat this up. We're just going to let the embossing powder melt. So when it gets shiny, there we go. You know that it is ready to go. So there's that hooray. Now we're going to emboss we're going to die cut this some more. So I'm going to go ahead and use my scissors and just cut this off. There we go. And I'm going to load it up on my cut and emboss machine again. Now, whenever I cut a lot, I can't talk. Whenever I cut a lot with my cut and emboss machine, I do flip that bottom plate over fairly often so that it gets, so it doesn't work quite as much. That will help it some. So, all right, we're gonna just line this up, line the die up, and I'm gonna grab a sticky note. to hold this in place. So there we go. Oops. Just like that, and we'll cut this out. Like I said, there's a lot of die cut pieces in this one. Maybe it wasn't the best choice, but it's cute. I like it. Hopefully it turns out. So I'll just run this through my mini cut and emboss machine again. Whoa. Hopefully not too much of an earthquake on the camera. I'm just going to try to slide that up there so I have some space. All right, we'll pull this off. And there is our little flag. Oh, that's cute. What do you think? Kind of cute, huh? Now I am going to cut the end. There is more pieces in here. There's so many pieces in here. So this piece right here is going to cut those ties on the side. How you see those ties right there? So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out of the Poppy Parade. I'm going to slide this down. We're going to try to cut a couple things at once. Because I'm also going to grab, it looks like this ticket right here. I don't know what they used, huh? So it looks like maybe they used this ticket and they cut them apart to create those green tickets. I think I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use this ticket instead. See, we can change things. We don't have to do it exactly the same, right? Oh, I forgot to grab some evening evergreen. So let me, I was trying to avoid this, having to dig into my filing cabinet here, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. All right. So I just grabbed a piece of evening evergreen here. I'm going to cut this in half, I think. Let's see how big do I want to cut this. I got to get this back in the camera. You guys, I'm all over the place today. This is, like I said, something completely different. Not what I normally do. So things are a little bit chaotic on my stamp table. Plus, my table is not big enough for this. I gotta get a bigger table. I gotta get better set up. All right, let's see if we can get this all on here. Here we go. I'm gonna put that tag on there. And we'll put the top on this. We're gonna go ahead and cut this out. My tag moved, but that's okay. All right, come on. Sometimes I find getting this started to be just a little bit challenging. I don't have enough hands. Let's do it this way. All right. I'll make sure I got my sandwich all right and everything. All right. I told you, sometimes, I have problems. Not everything goes right when I'm at home. Oh, there we go. Mini earthquake again. All right. Just slide that through, and I need 2 green tickets. So I'm going to cut another one of these green tickets. And then maybe I'll be done with die cutting. So here are my red little tabs there, and my green ticket. We're going to go ahead and cut another green ticket. Just slide that on there. And then roll this back through again. And of course, my ticket slid again. All right, here we go. Oh, there we go. Put my cut and emboss machine aside. And all right, here are our pieces. Let's see if we can put this all together now. Now it looks like on here, on the picture, that their blue has maybe been embossed with a blue, with a, I don't know what embossing folder it is. It looks like maybe wood grain. I don't have that one though. So let's see what we should use instead. We'll just use something else. See, we don't have to do it exactly the same. We can change things up. And I think they covered the whole front, and I just cut that so it's going to fit smaller. That's okay too. We can do something a little bit different. All right, let's see. What do we want? Let's just go with something simple. Let's use the Tasteful Textile Embossing Folder. Now, if you could see this whole desk over here. So this is a 3D embossing folder. I'm going to have to run this through my Big Shot because it won't go through the mini machine. So I'm going to pull out, I have the Big Shot platform, and then I'm going to put my embossing folder with the paper in there. And then, because this is a 3D one, I need to use my blue plate. Now, if you have the new Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss machine, you're going to use the special plate, and it's blue. So I call, or it's gray. So I call this right here is my blue plate special. So either your blue plate or your special plate. And I'll just roll that right through my Big Shot. And then let's see what we got. Oh, we have a nice embossed piece. Let's see if we're ready to start putting this together. I'm going to cut another piece of Night of Navy cardstock for my card base. So if I have space here, which I don't. All right, move some stuff out of the way. We're going to slide this under here. This is going to be at 5.5. So just go ahead and cut this in half. And then I want to score it. So to score it, I just I line that up at 4.25, which is also half. And now I'm going to use the other blade, which is a light gray, and I just run that up too. And that will score it right in the center. So there we go. Now this is really going to take shape. Let me find my bone folder under here. All right. And then I have that piece. I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. We'll glue that on, and then we'll start building things. We'll probably try some stuff out before we glue it after this. So it's going to go right here on the front, just like that. Now, if I want to make this like the sample, this goes over here, and then we're going to have a couple of other tickets on here like this. Let's go ahead and put the red ties on my flag. Add just a little bit of multi-purpose glue. Oh, Lisa, you just got this yesterday. Yay! Oh, 6 grandsons. I bet they will love that. Perfect. So, all right, we're just going to pop this on here. And then, so this will go over here. Now, I want to add, so this one says, "You're amazing." I want to do that too. I want to have a little piece that says, "You're amazing" down here. So I'm just going to grab a piece of basic white. Now I have a whole bunch of, on my desk, I just have strips. Well, I don't want basic white. I want vanilla. I'm using vanilla on this card. So but I have strips. This is just cut off from cardstock that I've cut down. So I went ahead and I grabbed one of those strips, and I'm going to grab the "You're Amazing." We're going to grab the Night of Navy ink pad to match the rest of the Night of Navy. And we're just going to stamp that right there. Don't forget, I'm going to make another card, something completely different, and another way of using stamps when you first get them. I just like to, do this copying something else when I first get a stamp set, just because it lets you play with it a little bit. You get the feel of what it does and how it stamps, but yet, you're making something that you have a pretty good idea is actually going to turn out. Maybe. So, all right. Throw my trash away. So this will go down here. Oh, that's going to be so cute. And then I do have some other bits and pieces too. So we'll put this all together. I'm going to go ahead and start gluing. We're going to start gluing this down. Now, I thought that I had the embellishments that went with this this whole suite, and I don't. So in just a few minutes, I'm going to show you what I ended up pulling out instead. I'm going to cheat this a little bit. We're going to use some old embellishments that I had in my box. So That's what happens when I do impromptu lives. All right, so we'll put this over here. I'm going to put this one down here. Like that. We're going to put our flag up here. Oh, this is so much fun. I can't wait to make some more cards with this. They're such neat stuff. Okay, so I'm going to put this flag, I think, right there. Now there's a little bit of the twine. So this is the fan baker's twine that comes with these stamps, and I got this a while ago. So I'm going to pull out the red and white, and this is going to go over here underneath this, and it looks like they just like wound it up in a little circle. Don't you love Stampin' Up when they do things like that? They just wound it up and it looked great. Well, that's what we're going to do. So I'm just going to wind this up over here. I'm going to grab just a tiny piece of Scotch tape. Hopefully this will cut it even more with my fingers. Oh, now it's stuck on my finger. All right. So I'm just going to take a little tiny piece of Scotch tape and just tape that down. When I actually adhere this other stuff to it, it will stick. So now I have my sentiment here, and somewhere on this table, I have some dimensionals. I have a few. Oh, are these going to work? Yep. All right. So we'll use the dimensionals. Just pop some dimensionals on the back of here. And we'll put that second little sentiment right here. Like I said, this is going to grab these pieces of twine. I'm going to, they didn't have any ends, but I think I like the ends. I'm going to help them stick out just a little bit. There we go. That's fun. And then they used the resin stars that go with this. I do not have resin stars, but I have these all the trimming accents. These were from last Christmas, but they have these fun little yellow stars in them. And I think I'm just going to use yellow stars on this instead of red. So I think it'll work. Whoops. So we'll just add some stars to the front of this. Now the only thing is I don't have different sizes. They're not the right colors, but that's okay. Stick these ones over here. And then one more, and then our card's going to be done. Check that out. Oh, what fun. I'm so excited. This is going to be the card class coming up in May. This is going to be May card class and game night. So way down the road, but isn't that a fun card? So there's an idea. One way that you can use brand new stamps that you just got is just to copy another picture, right? So that's what I did. What do you think? It came pretty close. Pretty close. All right, I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to pull out my other stamps. I'm just going to make a bigger mess over here. So the other stamp set is this sailboat. Let's Set Sail. I'm really excited about this one. I think it's so pretty. I don't think it's gotten enough love. People have not been loving on this one enough for me. So again, normally, if I was really going to play with this, thanks, Lisa, I would probably pull out all of these, but I think I know which pieces I want to use. So I'm going to mostly just pull out those. I'm going to pull out the pieces of the sailboat because I definitely want to try out the sailboat punch. It looks like so much fun. Just moving stuff aside here. All right. There's my sailboat. And let's grab the other sail. Now this one, I don't have any idea what colors I'm going to use. Really? Okay, I want this. I hate this noise. Not a fan of the noise. All right. So I'm going to set that aside. And then this is the sentiment. So we'll just put this right on here. There we go. Now, what I like to do, another thing that I really like to do when I have brand new stamps, is I will pull out a card sketch. So here's a card sketch that I used almost a year ago, 9 months ago at least, to make some cards. I think this was probably a mystery stamping card night or something. And I said, you know what? I think I can use that with the sailboat. So this is one of my other tricks that I really like to do when I get brand new stamps is let's pull out a card sketch and use that. So I'm going to use this card sketch. I don't have the dimensions, not a big deal, because it doesn't have to be exactly the same. I'm just using it for an idea, right? So I also pulled out the new Waves of the Ocean Designer Series paper because I thought this is going to be perfect with the sailboat, right? So let's see what piece I want to use. So these are cut. It seems a little bit, I don't know, a little bit dark and tumultuous. There was a really great video. I'm going to have to post this on the Facebook group or something, but they showed a video of how this paper was made. So much fun. So much fun. Just checking all my pieces. Trying to decide what I want to do. Oh, I think I like this one. What do you think? Is that too not oceany enough? Maybe. Looking to see what we got. Oh, maybe that one. That would be pretty oceany. It's so hard to decide. They're all just so pretty. Maybe I'll use that. That kind of looks wet. Let's go with that. So what I did do is that I am going to use the colors because I wanted to pre-pull some paper. I'm going to use the colors from this Designer Series paper. So whenever I get new Designer Series paper, I'm going to put this back in and then I'll show you. Whenever I get new Designer Series paper, what I like to do is on the back of the Designer Series paper, it says the names of the colors. My eyesight is not that great. I've worn glasses since I was in first, second grade, something like that. That is really tiny. I want to be able to see those colors super quickly. So I just squint once and I rewrite them all with a Sharpie in much bigger letters so that when it's sitting on my shelf, I can just quick glance at it and see what colors are in the pack. So that's what I've already done. And I pulled those colors out of my box. So here I just pulled a bunch of the pieces of paper. I have not pre-cut them, but let's see. I think maybe the Night of Navy and the Pacific Point is going to work with this. What do we think? Ooh, that's so pretty. Do we want it on Night of Navy and then on Pacific Point? Or the other way around? It's so hard to choose. Maybe we want it like this. Usually I would go like a dark border on a bright color, but I think I'm going to go this way. I kind of like that. I kind of like it. I'm going to have to grab my other piece of navy though, I think. I have some more Night of Navy here. All right. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to start cutting this down into some pieces. So I'm going to cut a piece of the Night of Navy. And I'm going to cut this to 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm probably going to emboss this again. I don't know what I should emboss it with though. Maybe the painted texture. All right, I'll set that aside. And then I think this water. Trying to decide which way I want it to go. Maybe this way. How about 2 inches? Maybe 2 1/4. I'm going to do 2 1/4 inches. We can always cut it down if that's too big. And then, so I know that the paper is 5 1/2. I've already cut the layer 5 1/4. So I think I want my next layer to come down to 4 3/4. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut this at 4 1/2. I think. Well, I'm going to make it a little bit longer. I'm going to do 4 3/4. If I decide I want to cut it down, I can trim it down. All right. So this was 2 1/2. see, I don't even remember what I did. 2.5 or 2 1/4. 2 1/4. So we're going to cut this 2.5 by 5. I'm just throwing pieces to the side. So this one's 2.5 by 5. And then, let's see, 2.5 by 5. Throw this. Here's my picture again. Just like that. And I need to make my card base. I'm going to set my picture aside for just a second while I cut the card base. This I'm going to cut again at 5.5. We're just making a standard card base. So I'm going to cut this at 5.5, and I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. Oh, Lisa, thank you for sharing. That's so sweet of you. I'm going to cut this at 4 1/4. Or not cut. I'm going to score it. So, of course, I'm using the gray scoring blade to score this at 4 1/4 to create my card base. Just set that aside. And we're going to fold this in half to create the card base. Guys, I'm scared. I'm a little nervous of how this is going to turn out. I really don't know what I'm doing besides the basics. So here is my card base. Let's see how this is looking. And then we'll put this on here. That seems a little big. Doesn't that seem big? I think I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch off each side on both of those. It just seems, it's bigger than definitely what is in my card sketch. And I just feel, I don't know, well, maybe not. Well, I kind of want an even, I am going to cut at least a 1/4 inch. Let's see. No, okay. No, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to just take a breath. I'm going to do some stamping. So let me grab, I just have, so what I do is that as I am stamping, if I have pieces of white or vanilla, I just throw them in a stack next to me because I know I use white and vanilla all the time, right? So that's where I put it. All right, let's pull out this new punch. Oh, sorry for the crinkle noise. Excited for the new punch. All right, so I kind of want to look at how this is going to punch. Just so I kind of... All right, so this piece is going to be here, I guess. Oh, you know, this one might be one that in the future I might make a mask for it to do the stamping correctly, but for now, we're just going to try to do whatever. Now I have to figure out what colors I want to stamp my boat. I really wanted to bring in some of that Calypso Coral and the Coastal Cabana, but I feel like they're not going to work. I don't know if they're going to work with that Pacific Point and the Night of Navy. I think they're going to be too bright. Now I have a conundrum. Well, let's try Pacific Point and Bermuda Bay. We'll see. If it doesn't look good, I can always restamp it. Hello to Alabama. Woo. All right. See, I'm making decisions. If it doesn't work out, we'll restamp it. All right, so I'm going to ink up this first sail in Bermuda Bay. No, not Bermuda Bay. This is in Pacific Point. I'm trying to get around my mess here, and I'm going to punch this out. Just slide this in and punch it with my punch. There we go. And then the other sail, I think I'm going to do the other sail. I'm going to try it in some Coastal Cabana. We'll see how this looks. I might have to come back and do it in Night of Navy. We'll see. I might change the whole thing. All right, I'm going to stamp this down here. I might, go and pull different paper. Who knows? Now, of course, this is not up on my website yet because I'm making this from, out of nowhere as we talk. But I will try to probably over this weekend, as long as this does not turn out too ugly, I will try over this weekend to get this up on my website. Apparently, I have to cut this up a little bit more. There we go. All right. I can slide that in there. just like that. Let's see. And how do these even go? Like, y'all, I'm not a sailor. I might have trouble with this. This might be challenging. I think maybe they go that way. I might have to pull it out. I don't know about those colors. What do you guys think? Do you have color suggestions? Oh, because I really wanted it. Well, let's try. We're gonna try. I mean, there's colorful boats out on the sea, right? The water's blue and the boats are bright. So I'm gonna try this Coastal Cabana. I don't want to have to try too many things though. All right. So there's that. Get rid of my extra. And I'm going to have to take, so here's a little trick for using, not the blue on blue. All right, thank you. So here's a little trick for using your punch. If you have a tiny little punch that you can't hold on to, you can stick a sticky note on it and then maybe slide it in and line it up. And that just kind of gives you a handle. You have no sailing experience. Me either. I don't know anything about sailing. That just gives you a handle to hold on to while you punch. So we'll go ahead and peel this off. Let's see how this looks. Ooh, that's kind of pretty, isn't it? What do you think? Well, we'll try that. All right, I'm going to come back to my white. I'm going to grab, I think I'm going to use soft suede for the boat part. I just feel like the boat should be brown. I don't know. Maybe it shouldn't. Maybe it should be some other color. Let me see which way. It's kind of this way. It's kind of weird that the flag is then brown, but whatever. I really, you know, when I choose a brown, I often grab the soft suede. I don't know why, it just has a nice tone to it, I think. Ow. I just pinched my finger, y'all. Have you done that with your punches? When you're punching, be very careful. Because can you see that right there? I pinched my finger in the back of the punch. The hazards of stamping. All right, let's see how we're doing here. Here is our card. Starting to put this together. Here's our little boat. This should be interesting. I think I got those on the right side. All right, now we'll notice in my sketch, there is a sentiment here. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment, and then I'm going to cut it out and mount it. I want to use this one that says, I hope your day is the best day ever. Best day ever. So we'll just ink this up. There we go. I'm just going to use Night of Navy on this. And I'm going to go ahead and trim this out. So let's see how long this is going to end up being. Yeah, I think. Well, I'm going to cut it at 3, and then I think I'm going to come back and make it shorter. But let's peek. So here we go. Got our pieces here. This is going to go right here under our sailboat. Oh, I guess I'll leave that like that. Or maybe, yeah, let's come out just a little bit more. I'm going to cut just a little 1/4 inch off here. So we're going to take this down to 2 3/4. Oh, but I want it off this end. There we go. And then this is going to go on navy. Let me see if I got some navy. I think this is, well, maybe it should go on. You know what? This is going to go on. It's going to go on Pacific Point. I'm changing my mind. Grab grab a piece of Pacific Point here. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this right to this while I'm going. You guys are so good for sticking with me. Normally my videos are a lot shorter, but normally I've practiced everything. Like I said, today is, you know, complete surprise. A complete, I'm trying this out for the first time right here on live video. All right, and I'm not going to measure this. A lot of times when I'm making sentiments, I don't measure. I just pop them in there and cut them down. So there we go. This is coming together. I do want to go ahead and I'm going to emboss this Night of Navy because I think it's going to look really good. I'm going to grab my Painted Texture embossing folder. So love this Painted Texture. Now don't forget this sailboat punch, this sailboat bundle is actually going to be used for the April card class and game night. So that's coming up in April. And again, this is 3D, so I'm going to use my 3D special, my blue special. I can't talk again. My blue plate special, and roll that through my old big shot. Start calling her Old Bessie or something. I don't know. Oh, that's great, Pat. I'm so glad that you're here watching with us. All right. I think that just kind of gives that some fun texture back there. What do you think? All right. So this is all going to come together here. I have my boat up here with the sails. Oh, fabulous. Maybe we'll even, let me see, how far down can I put this? I guess not too far down. That works. All right, let's start gluing this together. I get to a point where I get so many pieces, I have to start gluing. Things have to get glued down because they just move. They shift. So we just give up. We say, yep, we know we want that part, so we're going to glue that part down. I don't know that I'm going to love this card. It may not be great. I think I might go and make another one of these using different colors. Let's see, I think maybe come in and use like these colors because they're so pretty. But we're going to finish this one. That's kind of the thing, is that when I first get stamps, I try making something and then I might make the same card because I might be like, yeah, I like the way that that's laid out, but I do not like the color. So let's go in and let's grab some different paper and we'll try again. So, but I'm not going to try again right now. All right. So now we'll glue down this strip right here. There we go. It's all starting to come together. Now I want to put my Best Day Ever over here. We're going to add something fun to this too, I think. Maybe if I used like a warmer, like maybe some crumb cake on the back. That might have been pretty. So it looked more sandy instead of like water. Different ideas, huh? Ah, thanks, Pat. I'm glad you like it so far. All right. There we go. We have that. I'm going to come in here with my ship, and I'm going to want to put my ship on here. My little boat. I don't know. Guess it's not big enough to be a ship, huh? And I think I want to grab, let me see if I have some. Where is it? I had it out. I only half cleaned up from last night. I want to put some linen thread on here. Let's put a little roll of linen thread. I'm just going to wrap that around 3 times. We'll see what this does. I don't know, this might not work out. I just want to kind of, I'm going to pull this, make it 3 different. Let's see how this looks. This is completely out of everything, but I don't know, it just felt like it needed a little something. Now, somewhere I have some minis. Go ahead ahead and put down some minis. I need to put my boat on first. I should have put the minis on before I started holding. Y'all do that? Like, oh, I'm holding this down and now my hand is stuck underneath here. All right, I have to sit here with my hand here because it's holding this. Now I'm doing things one-handed. All right, so then we'll pull this up here. I'm just going to add just a little bit of adhesive to the top here. Make this kind of a... All right. So here we go. There's that. And then I want to stick these. I'm going to put these definitely on little mini Stampin' Dimensionals as well. So this is going to go over here. I think maybe one of these sails is supposed to be white. I don't know. My sister will tell me later. She'll tell me how I should have been making my sailboat. And then I want to take this one over here. I don't know about that linen thread. What do you guys think about the linen thread? I had to trim the ends, but it still might not work quite right there. All right. Oops. There we go. There's that. All right, let's add. You like the linen thread? Oh, I'm glad. All right, we're going to add, these are the new Waves, the little Waves rhinestone jewels that I think are gorgeous. I thought that they were all different colors. They told me in a video the other day that they are 2 shades of the same colors. Still not sure I believe them on that, but they made it, so I guess they know what they're talking about. Right? I guess they know what they're talking about. I'm just going to add a couple just to spice it up a little bit. Give our waves some waviness. Give our waves some sparkle. There we go. Now when I'm putting on rhinestones, I try not to push them down too hard so that I can kind of readjust them. All right, there we go. I think I'm going to stop. What do you think? That is card number 2. Brand new stamps. Unboxed it today. No idea what I was doing. So I'm going to work this weekend. I may redo this. I think I am going to redo this one in a different color because I kind of like the layout and stuff, but I'm still not quite sure on the colors, so I might switch that out a little bit. I totally misplaced my other card to bring that back in. But I will try to get these over on my website this weekend, so you can see them there. Thank you all for hanging in with me today. I appreciate it so much. And for this crazy live video, I am live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And for those projects, I am prepared. I have figured things out. I've figured out all the quirks for you today. But I thought that today it might be fun to show you what it's like to go from, unboxing a stamp set to putting together your first card with it. So that is what I have done. I'm live every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. I also do mystery stamping every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, either in my Facebook group or here on YouTube as well. And that is so much fun. You prepare your own supplies, and then I give you clues on how to put together a card. So that's every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. I have lots of classes coming up. You're going to find all the information in the description to this video after I get done. So thank you so much for hanging out with me this afternoon, and I will see you all next time. Have a fabulous weekend and do lots and lots of crafting.